Hey guys, Brantley here again with 30-Minute Fisherman. First and foremost, guys, I want to say thanks to everybody for watching the channel and watching the videos, and thanks for everybody subscribing. Almost have 100 subscribers now, so that's cool. And guys, for sure, it seems like everybody's liking the videos, but give me that little thumbs up. Like the video down there at the bottom. Click that little thumbs up. And if you're not already a subscriber, guys, please do subscribe. If you're watching this video, subscribe. Because at the end of this month, I got a big box of lures in my garage. I'm going to reach in there, whatever I pull out, we'll go to one lucky subscriber. And that's for the next 6 months, starting this month. And again, guys, been trying to look at everybody's comments and reply back to everybody. And if I haven't, then I apologize. But sincerely, guys, I try to reply to everybody. But I know one of the comments that I saw, and you guys got a couple of different ideals and things y'all want me to do, and I'm going to try to make all this stuff happen. But one of the things that I saw was one person in particular said, hey, can you do something on Fineese Techniques? And I said, well, well, here we go. And let me just let you guys know, right out the gate, me personally, I'm not a real big finesse guy. Now, I have caught fish on Fineese Techniques, and I've had to learn them basically to salvage a day out on the water, okay? When there's a lot of pressure, they're not biting the things that I usually like to fish with, then of course, I have to go to this, straight tail worm and this shaky head, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. But, I'm here in the South Carolina. I grew up fishing spinnerbaits, big jigs, 8-inch worms, fishing big flats on Santee Cooper, back up in the swamp and stuff. I mean, Pop-Rs, Zero Spooks, Devil's Horses, topwater lures, stuff like that, Manga lures. I never fished this growing up with a shaky head. But as I got older, now I live in Columbia, South Carolina, which is close to Lake Murray, which is a totally different lake than what I grew up fishing. It's deeper water, it's clear water, a lot of docks, not quite as much grass and cover and stuff as Santee Cooper, and really not as much swamp and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, here we go. One of the techniques I want to talk about today, because it's probably going to be a two-part video, because I just want to make a quick video right now. But one of the techniques I want to talk about is this shaky head. See that right there? That's just a spot remover, 1/8 of an ounce shaky head. Generally speaking, guys, and again, you can hear all kind of different things. I typically use this 1/8 of an ounce head more so than any other size, this 1/8 of an ounce. And I find myself using the 1/8 of an ounce to a 1/16 of an ounce. That's usually what I typically prefer, either 1/16 or an 1/8 of an ounce. I know they make different sizes. You can get a lot of guys, I think, like a 3/32 and things, so on and so forth. But again, my go-to is this 1/8 of an ounce, and if I'm not using this, it's typically the 1/16 of an ounce. That's just what seems to work best for me. And this is my worm of choice. This is a robo worm, a 6-inch straight-tailed robo worm. Usually I use the 6-inch straight-tailed robo worm, or possibly even the 4-inch. Okay? And again, with this head here, you see it's got the little corkscrew deal there. You just take this worm and you just screw it up on here just like this. You just kind of stick it in the center of the head, and you just twist it around there just like that. Oh, and this worm color here, this is robo worm, but this is the bold bluegill. See, it's got a little bit of brown, black right there in the center, and the chartreuse on the bottom. And then you just Texas rig it, like that. And you just want to try to keep it as straight as possible. And again, the whole deal is this head's going to be down on the bottom, and see that tail how it's kind of wiggling it right now, except in the water it floats up a little bit more. It's going to float up. And guys, You know, these fish can't stand it. Now, when I first heard about this technique, as far as the shaky head, all I heard was it was a numbers bait and don't really catch any big fish on it, but you can just catch tons of fish on it, da 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 da. Well, guys, my experience has sort of been the opposite. I've actually caught some really good fish on this bait. I mean, some really big fish. And that's why, generally speaking, I find myself using this 6-inch, because, you know, that's still a pretty big bait. Even though that's finesse, you know, that's 6 inches long. Now, sometimes when the conditions are real tough and I just feel like I need to downsize, I go to that 4-inch size, of course. But again, robo worms. I use this bold bluegill, and then they have a June bug color, which is basically like a purple, and it has like a little chartreuse tip on it. And that's a real good color the robo worm makes. That's the 2 colors that I find myself personally using the most. Besides that, I got these seismic shaker worms here. I use these sometimes, and this is a watermelon red. You know, and that's pretty much it. You know, if I'm not using this robo worm, I'm using these seismics, or every once in a while I even use a zoom trick worm. You know, the zoom trick worms, watermelon red, watermelon, green pumpkin. You know, that's about it. That's about the extent of it. You know, because like I always say, just keep it simple. You know, use natural colors. You know, there's a reason why watermelon, green pumpkin, and colors such as that are like the #1 sellers practically in any kind of worm. So there you go. The shaky head with the robo worm, 6-inch straight tail worm, or even a 4-inch. And again, guys, I throw this usually, me personally, I throw it on 12-pound fluorocarbon. You know, some people say 10 is about as heavy as you need to go, but I don't think so. Sometimes I may even throw it on 15, okay? But day in, day out, I would say I find myself using that 12-pound because it is a finesse technique. I get a little bit better feel, but I still feel like I can catch that better class of fish, okay? If I catch, you know, a big 5-pounder. And again, guys, like I said, I've caught big fish on this. The same worm right here, I've caught an 8-pound bass, okay? So it's not just for little fish. It will catch big ones. So there's that. And then something else, guys. Another lure that I started fishing is this Demiki air crawl. So you give this a try too. It's got the little air crawls here that float up, and this is an excellent little bait. And see, that's a smaller bait, but this is what I like to call a small but big bait, because it's small and it's compact, but that's actually a pretty big profile right there. And definitely give this a try. Like I said, these claws float up. It gives it that crawfish posture there on the bottom, or like a crawfish in, you know, defensive mode, and they will hammer it. And this is just another one, same thing. Well, guys, again, this is Brantley with 30-Minute Fisherman. God bless. Get out here and enjoy the great outdoors that God has given us, and try to get out in the cool as hot as it is. Thanks.